What's up, everybody?
Welcome back to Mile Higher Podcast, episode 165. And today, guys, we are taking things a mile lower. We're going to be doing a very chill episode today because, to be honest with you, we've just been going through a lot in the past week. We've just had a lot of stress on our plate, and it's just been really overwhelming. We went out of town, then we came back, and there was just so much going on between our businesses and our family lives. And then actually this weekend, and I don't really want to talk too much about this because it's just really upsetting, and I don't want to start this episode, crying or anything, but we lost one of our rabbits over the weekend, and our little one, Apollo, who actually made an appearance on,
he did. He has made an appearance,
on Angela Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
He was like my little stuffed animal dude. I could bring him out, and he's like a little 4-pound. He was the cutest little thing.
Yeah.
And I know some people may not understand, it's a bunny. To some people, they just don't get how emotionally attached you can be to these animals. To us, they're just like our dogs or our cats. They really are. And
we're big pet people. And if you're, somebody out there has a pet, you know how hard it is to deal with the loss and the unexpected loss, especially of a pet, and just how hard it is and how much more, emotional it is than you would really ever think, to experience. And just, there's so much love there for that animal that it's hard to kind of realize that, you're no longer going to have them. So,
and what I realized is Josh and I have a lot of pets. We have 10 pets now. And this is the first, we lost a cat a long time ago, but we only had her for 6 months. And she had this weird spinal paralysis thing. It was terrible, but we haven't lost a pet since then. So we haven't gone through that. And we have all these animals. So it's just kind of been a depressing couple of days to think about, eventually we're going to have to lose all of them. And that's been really overwhelming for me. Just, I don't even know. I don't have words. It's been just shitty. I feel like everyone out there who's lost a pet can understand what that's like. It just feels so shitty for days. And I've had so much anxiety over the whole thing that I just knew I could not do any true crime this week because obviously it's very heavy topics that we take very seriously. And I just don't have the emotional capacity right now to also deal with that. Because this weekend, Janelle and I have our grandparents, essentially their funeral, their life celebration for both of them. And that's just going to be really heavy too. And we've been working on this, essentially a movie. I made we made this 40-minute video of our grandparents. And we've been looking at all this old footage and footage from when we were kids. And it's been very just a lot of life is happening. A lot of emotions are going on. And I felt like I could not do an episode this week if we were going to do something that involved too much brain power or something that was too sad for me at this time.
Which, we did have a case prepared that we were going to do for this week. But, it's just like you said, I think it's sometimes you just need time to sort of reflect, and you don't need another serious, case of tragedy to, kind of conflict with what's going on in your head and just allow yourself time to process. So rather than, just be let's just take the week off, we decided to do, more of a get to know you type of episode. This is gonna be probably one of the most chill, low key episodes we've ever done, kind of different than what you normally would expect here. But I think it's good to kind of also just give us opportunities to just be really candid and real with you guys, and just give you an opportunity to kind of get to know us more on a personal level. And so that's why we asked all of you for questions and things like that you are interested about anything, not just about true crime or, the content that we cover, but rather get to know us, what do we like, what do we don't like, in case you want to get us birthday gifts or something, Christmas,
put us in your calendar,
we got a PO box. No, I'm just kidding. But just it's, I think it's important because one of the things that we haven't been able to do is go out and meet you guys in real life and travel around and stuff. Obviously, over the past year, we couldn't do that. But, we sometimes feel like we want to make sure you feel, connected to us just as much as we want to be connected to you guys. And I feel like sometimes we kind of have to go into a certain sort of, zone or, seriousness in order to do the show. And and talk about the things that we do. So this is just going to be a very chill, kick back, laid back episode, and hopefully you'll get to learn some things about us. So
yeah, I think it'll be good. I'm glad we're not missing an episode because I do really love podcasting and I needed like some structure and routine this week to some extent. And sometimes podcasting can be very therapeutic. Like on the sesh, Janelle and I, we talk about our feelings a lot and it's always really good for me. So I thought this would be kind of a pick me up today and I could.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. So,
me too.
Not trying to like start this off on a, sad note or anything. Bum
everyone out, but it's hard to come in here and just act like everything's fine. I literally am having nightmares all night about just everything that's going on. And I'm so stressed out to the point where I'm like waking up in the middle of the night and throwing up. Like I can't show up the way that I want to. And I don't think that's even fair to cover someone's case when you are
not in the right headspace.
Right, exactly. I want to do a good job. And so I'm also taking this week off of my channel because I cannot do it properly at this time.
Which is completely fair. And, hopefully you understand that.
I think they do. I think most people know, like to some degree, everyone can relate to this feeling of loss. And even though it's just a little bunny, like.
Yeah, it's still your pet.
Yeah.
You still love the shit out of it. You still like basically raise it and you nurture it. And, it's always a real bummer when, they pass. So, I think people understand. And obviously we appreciate all your guys' love and support and just, being really cool with us and, showing us the love and,
Yeah. And honestly, I'm excited to do this episode because Josh and I have been talking about possibly doing some more like live streaming or like a more casual version of Mile Higher where it's more personal and more chit chatty, just so that we have a place to kind of, because you don't really have that. Like the sesh is really that spot for me. I like get on there. It's like my diary.
Yeah. And I've got a lot of very interesting things to say.
I think you do.
I have a lot of stories and things like that. And just,
I listen to Josh all the time. I never get bored.
That's true.
After all this time.
True. People are constantly asking like more personal questions, or every time Josh comes on the sesh, they're always like, what about this? What about this? Have Josh talk about this? So yeah, I feel like you deserve a platform too, where you can like actually kind of be more personal and
yeah.
I mean, it's really nice.
It's, it's fun doing this, but it's also like, you have to sort of remove yourself from it.
Absolutely.
In order to do it. I mean, especially with my other show, Lights Out. I mean, it's very dark. It's very creepy. It's very spooky. And I love all of it. But at the same time, it's like, that's, kind of like the dark side. And, I have this light side to me as well that, I feel like comes out in spurts on this show. But for the most part, only the people that know me personally or my friends and family really see that part of me. So I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely have a work mode. I mean, I think people can understand that, right?
Yeah. Well, this is my job. So so it is work to me, but I'd hope people get to know me a little bit more on a personal level. So hopefully we'll do that today.
I do want to remind you guys about my new merch collection that I did in collaboration with Stick Hers Co. for Her Justice. Hopefully you can see it.
Yeah, you got to sit up a little bit. There you go.
I love this one. It's probably my favorite color combo. But we have a couple different designs and a couple different options as far as sweatshirts, t-shirts. We have stickers. So if you would like to check it out, I would really appreciate it. The link is below, and 100% of the profit is being donated to Her Justice, which is a very small and wonderful organization. So the money's really making an impact because they are so small.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yes. I'm really proud of you for doing that.
Thank you. I didn't do much. I mean, I picked out the designs, but
hey, it looks great. And that hoodie looks really comfortable too.
Yeah. Oh, this is. I'm very really happy soft. With it. It is. It's very soft. So yeah, check it out. Link below. Also, our CBD company, we did just launch a new flavor of our tincture.
CBD oil, yeah.
Yep. It's blueberry OG, and it's really good. If you like our blueberry wax, you would definitely like that. And also, I wanted to let you guys know that the code HOMIES is now active on higherlovewellness.com.
Yeah, my bad on that. I was supposed to set that code up before that episode went up, and I blanked, and I was going out of town. So that is now working though. So
so you can use that code and get 10% off at any time. But are you ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. See what you guys got for us today.
Yeah.
All right, your first question is, what would you rather have solved, Madeleine McCann or JonBenet?
Oh, damn. That's hard. I think I got to go JonBenet though.
Yeah.
Just because it's local to us and I've known about it since it happened. It's probably the first true crime case I ever followed. I don't know. Yeah. That one drives me nuts to this day.
And I feel like you can make a fairly, good assumption as to what happened to Madeleine McCann based on that case and everything that we know, it seems like, it's kind of leans in one direction, but
I agree. I think it leans in one direction, but a lot of people would disagree. There's so many different theories out there for Madeleine.
Yeah. Well, the JonBenet case, I feel like there's just so many different possibilities with it that it's one of those that unless somebody literally confesses, I don't think we're ever going to know what happened to her.
But which one would you like to know the answers to?
Probably JonBenet. Yeah. Just because I think that one's just so crazy, and it'll probably blow our minds when we know the truth about it too. I'm sure it'll be like,
I know. What if it's different than what anyone has brought forward?
Yeah. That'd be absolutely crazy.
All right. So since we've been talking about how we're moving studios recently, someone wants to know what is going to be put into this studio space once we already move. What are we going to do with it?
So this space is awesome because it does have this really great air conditioning unit. So you can use it in the summer and in the winter when it gets cold. So I am actually going to take this space because I'm filming in a really small bedroom right now. And it's an absolute disaster zone, you guys. I am a pretty messy person. I've got pretty raging ADHD and my office shows it. It's like, it is a disaster zone.
Funny story. When I first started dating Kendall in high school, I'd come over to her house and I'd go up to her room, see how she's doing, and it would just be an absolute
damn, you wouldn't
shit
even clean
everywhere.
for Josh.
Shit everywhere. And I'd walk in there and be like, oh my God, this girl's such a mess. And I would literally offer to clean her room for her. And she would just sit there and watch me clean her room.
I wouldn't sit there and watch you. I'd normally do something else, or I'd be getting ready for our date or something.
I'd be doing something else.
Okay.
But I would literally pick it up.
You're so dramatic. This happened like maybe once or twice.
No, this was like a routine thing. I was I was basically like the housekeeper. I'd like come over and be like, oh, your bed's a mess. There's food under the bed.
This is why I got with a Virgo, guys. It's perfect. Food under the bed. That was my sister. You're trying to blame me? I did not do that. That was my sister. Dude, one time we found under her bed a container of food, like a Tupperware thing that had been under there for months.
And
it was so scary. I never had food under my bed, trying to make up rumors about me. That is not true. I draw the line at that shit.
Okay.
Oh my God. No food under the bed. Okay, we got it.
Well, that's like pretty sick to just like leave like a lunch without some pasta.
Oh, dude,
under the bed.
my brothers used to do that too, especially when I'm not going to rat them out. One of my brothers, my stepmom, would come up from under the basement and be like, what the hell is this? It'd be like 3 fucking bowls.
Ew.
Tupperware.
Yeah, especially when they live in a basement too. And it's like,
ridiculous.
But anyways, yeah, your filming room is very, very small. I mean, you guys probably be shocked if you actually saw what she's dealing with for Kendall Ray.
Like the setup because I needed the camera to be so far away from me, but it's a really small room. So the camera has to be like kind of pushed up right up against the wall. And then you can barely even turn it on and off or get to the microphone. It's such a pain in the ass. But my chair's really comfortable. So like once I'm in the zone, I'm filming, I'm happy, I'm fine. But it is a very inconvenient room to set up. Like Josh trying to help me with lights, and I can't reach my lights. So
literally her chair, we bought this chair and one of the legs broke off of it. So now she can't
it broke.
We have to raise it up off the ground.
We had to raise it no matter what because it was just too low for the camera shot. So we had to buy these like little stools and we have to set up the chair every time. It is the most jank operation for a YouTuber
really
of my size. Like honestly, it's embarrassing. I have like 2.6 million subscribers and
you're filming in like a rat's nest.
My last filming room at the old house was so much better. It was perfect. So I'm going to come in here and use this space. So that'll be really nice for me. So I'm really hoping that we get everything ready over at the office soon so we can move over there because I'm just like itching to get into this space. I think it'll look really cool for my videos and but it's taking a while to get everything that we want for the studio. I was explaining this on the sesh, but basically we ordered a bunch of custom furniture, like couches and tables and things that fit perfectly for our camera angles and with the space that we have, because we still have somewhat of a limited space at the new place. It's not like gigantic. So we're sharing a room from one of them, and it's just kind of hard to get everything to a place where it looks good on camera, and we are trying to avoid that. So we're ordering these custom pieces, but with coronavirus, everything is so backed up, especially like lumber right now. Lumbar issues. Yeah. I was having issues. I was at my chiropractor talking about lumbar recently. But yes, it's just going to take a little bit of time to get everything in there. Probably another, 8 weeks.
Yeah. hopefully by the end of July, we're hoping it'll be done. But we'll cross our fingers on that.
It's all just like,
because we're doing a totally new Mile High set.
It is so cool.
The only thing that's staying is obviously this beautiful sign that we have.
But we're revamping her. It's going to be way better.
We are.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
I'm really, really, really pumped. All 3 of our sets are going to look phenomenal. So, yeah.
It'll be totally worth the wait. We want to do it right.
Yes.
And not just like half-ass it because we want to get in there and then like months down the road be like, oh, I wish we didn't do this or whatever.
Yep.
All right. So going along with the studio, how do we feel about the ghost in this studio?
Okay. I got it. No, I'm not even laughing about this anymore because this is taking a turn for the worst.
Whoa.
Listen to this.
What?
And my brother will back me up on this.
Oh God.
So my brother was just staying at our house while we were away on a trip. And he claims that he came into the house and he noticed there was a shadowy figure standing in the corner of our dining room.
What? And you didn't tell me this.
I know. Well, I didn't want to scare you, and I wanted to save it for the show.
I'd rather save it for right now.
No joke, though. This is crazy. And this is how I know there's absolutely something paranormal happening on our property somewhere. He went to bed that night, woke up the next morning, and he took his shirt off, and all of a sudden he noticed he had marks all down his side.
Oh my God. And
they're the classic like ghost scratch marks where it's not anything like you could do to yourself.
Like what happened to me in the apartment?
Exactly like what happened to you.
Did he have it like in a hand?
Yes, it looked like, and it was big too, going down his side. And he's like, obviously I didn't do that to myself. And, nobody else was here to do that to me. So what the hell?
Okay, I'm absolutely shook. I did not know that.
Yeah. So
was he here completely by himself, or was his girlfriend here? Not saying that she did it, but I'm just curious. Like, was
she scratched?
Was he the only one? Like,
she was here too, and she said she felt the same way. Almost like they said they didn't feel like somebody was watching them, but like they definitely felt like a presence. In the house.
That's wonderful.
And he said also that our cats were like or even I think it was our dog's Bernie. I think Bernie was like looking down the hallway into our bathroom and just like looking into there.
But he gets confused.
Right.
And, like,
right. I don't really trust Bernie when it comes to paranormal because he sees shit all the time. But it's just the marks that got me, because it was exactly those same marks that you got at our old apartment where, you thought you had an encounter with
something scratched me for sure. There was no physical way that I could have scratched myself, because I had any girl who's had acrylics knows that your nail bed is just paper thin after. There's no way you can scratch anything. So
yeah,
and it couldn't have been a cat or anything.
Insert the picture even, because it's like,
I think Joel has a picture.
Joel's picture. Yeah, he took a picture of it, and
I've got one of mine too. We can put in mine.
It's a scratch, unlike, I don't know how you would do that to yourself or somebody would do it to you.
What the fuck? Because Janelle and I have been trying to put a positive spin on this and pretend it's our grandparents trying to troll us.
Well, I mean, that's what it could be. Is it could be some sort of ancestral spirit trying to communicate or get your attention. Well, they could do that just to get your attention.
You're right. Someone did tell me that last time this happened to me.
Doesn't mean it's like, I don't think there's anything nefarious or demonic happening or anything.
So now the whole house is haunted, not just the studio.
I believe
because for a while it was just the studio.
It's moved inside.
That's great. That's fucking great. I haven't seen anything. It's been just fine for me.
Well, and then I heard the knocking on the window that one time. I was like standing outside, and the bay window in the front of our house, it was like a clear knock, 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 knock.
Oh God, that makes
and then I came to the front, and there's absolutely nobody there.
And that's where Joel saw the person standing, was in the dining room area.
Correct.
Oh, hell no.
I believe. I'll have to double check with him, but I believe it was the dining room where he saw the shadowy figure.
Hell.
Or what he thought was a shadowy.
Well, that's fun.
Entity. So
yay. Just add that to the list.
I wonder.
What the fuck? And also, if you don't watch the sesh, Kendall and I have experienced 3 times now where the soundboard, we use a soundboard on the sesh, goes off without us touching it in the weirdest times. The first time,
sometimes it wasn't even near us.
Yeah, sometimes it wasn't. Table. That's what I'm saying. Like, people aren't even around it. Like the first time we spilled a drink, I dropped a glass and it was like, boo.
Yeah.
Then Jenna Marbles chimed in at one point and was like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
remember,
you were saying something about you were going to go buy
craft,
something.
Plaster Paris. And she was like, hell yeah. Yep. And then most recently, when the boys were on, Josh spilled a glass and the same thing happened. It was boo. And the board wasn't even on the table. And then Corelli was doing cameras and it wasn't even near her. She was already like up and getting paper towels by the time it went off.
What the fuck?
And
So-
funny how it's boo.
Yeah,
I know, right?
That's what I'm saying. It matched up perfectly.
Well, I was thinking maybe it was my grandpa because he like really did not like when we spill things.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying.
I thought maybe he was like being like, boo.
I could see Grandy being like, "Whoa."
Yeah, exactly.
I've
But-
even thought potentially like I don't know if I could even go back far enough in history of this area of land that potentially there's some sort of, you know, you have to always think about like Native American burial grounds and things like that. And just, is there something that was buried here that when we built the studio, we disturbed it or something and, you know, or just disturbed the ground and that was
hope
enough
not.
for some type of curse or something to be unleashed.
Oh God.
Guys, this is not relieving my stress. This is making it worse.
Well, we'll have to do a Ouija board sesh
No.
where we
I
sit down.
bought you a Ouija board, Josh. Come on.
I know.
know.
I can't believe you bought him one. I didn't want him to have one.
That's what I've surprised. I've been having Ouija board sessions by
God.
myself at night.
The
That
Ouija
would be
board's
so
not
scary.
coming on the sesh.
No. Mm-mm.
Wouldn't that be a fun episode? Ouija board sesh?
I haven't used a Ouija board since I was like
It would probably do
12.
really well, but I don't give a fuck. I'm
Let's
Let's
not
do it.
fucking-
I'll
the fuck
guest
out of
star.
me.
I'll
No,
lead
no.
us through a Ouija board session.
I don't think I
There's
want
a
to do
safe
that.
way to do it. I have
No,
the guide.
I'm going to be filming in here alone, guys. All fall. Like, what the hell? I'm going to be doing my videos and I have to deal with the ghost by myself because we conjured up more with the Ouija board? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You better not bring a Ouija board into this room. That cannot happen. I need chill vibes in here.
Okay. Well, we better sage
Yeah.
a bit. Open the windows and
Probably going to
Cleanse.
do that. Get some incense going.
seriously.
God. Okay, on a happier note, if you could own any exotic animal as a pet, what would it be?
Any exotic animal. I've always loved the idea of having any type of monkey or like a little chimp, but we all know about chimps and
I
how
was gonna
bad that
say.
can go.
I was going to say, really? After Travis the chimp, you really want a chimp as a pet?
No, I don't. Like, I don't think I would ever get a monkey. There's so much work. Like, it's like having a baby, really. I mean, definitely not a chimp, but even those, I don't know. There's so many other small breeds of monkeys I've seen people have, and some people
Like those
them in little
TikToks where they're like
clothes
giving
and-
him a little like bath and they're
Yeah.
like brushing his head
Yeah.
and he's just like, that's
yeah,
nice.
like that.
You want one
Super
of
cute.
those?
Oh, they're so cute. But I wouldn't want one because they take so much work. I wouldn't have the time. But in another life, you know, I used to
Yeah.
always like imagine one day maybe I'll get a monkey.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
Monkey would be cool.
or a bird of some sort. Like
Like one of those parrots, what are they called? The macaws?
yes,
Like the beautiful
Yeah,
rainbow
macaw.
macaws and teach it how to like speak English.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how
That'd
fucking
be
cool is it
cool.
that a
Yeah.
bird can speak English words?
Yeah,
Like
it's
you can
really
teach it to
cool.
speak words.
I think that's amazing when people have just like a post or two in their house and they
Yeah.
can just free fly the house and
Well, when I lived in Oklahoma, there was like this pet store that I would go to with my dad, and in the middle of the pet store would be like this perch, and there'd just be this macaw that would literally like cat call people. Like it would come in and it'd be like, "Fucking idiot!" And we'd be like, no joke. It'd be
should
like,
have adopted it.
yeah, it was hilarious, and I used to love it as a kid. I'd be like, and my dad would always like chuckle and be like, "Don't listen to it." Like, and people would like go over to it and like give it crackers and stuff.
That's so
I thought that
funny.
was funny.
Amazing. I
But
love
the
that.
pet that I would get, if I could get any exotic pet,
Like anything.
anything I would get would be a blue ringed octopus.
I knew it'd be an octi. Oh yeah, the blue ring ones are cool.
These are literally extremely deadly, though. They will kill
They're
you.
beautiful.
But they're so cool. Like, here's a dumb person who's got a blue ringed octopus on their hand.
I've seen that video recently, the
Yeah.
little one.
That went kind of viral because
Mm-hmm.
obviously, if that thing decided to, inject its
Yeah.
poison into you, that could literally kill you
So quick too.
quickly.
Wouldn't even
It's
be
one of
able
the
to-
most poisonous animals in the world.
But they're such interesting animals. I mean, we've
Yeah.
talked about octopuses.
Octopussies.
We've talked about them several times here on the show. And yeah, we're big fans.
They're cool.
I'm a
We've-
huge fan. I love
We've
them.
always talked about like Tracy Morgan. Josh loves to watch the episode of Tanked where Tracy Morgan has his octopus.
Yeah, he's got a great Pacific octopus, which
Yeah.
are like one of the largest breed. Which I'm like, that's crazy because you need such a big tank for an octopus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's an extremely smart creature as well. So
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know if I'd want to have a great Pacific octopus in my house because you'd have to have a whole fucking like huge room
Oh yeah.
for it to swim
and they
around
can
in.
escape and
Yeah.
like eat your cat or dog.
Oh yeah, an octopus like that?
So yeah, they can fit out of anything that their beak can fit through.
I didn't know they eat fucking dogs and cats.
They can attack them and stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, those big ones. But yeah, that would be a cool pet to have. I agree.
That would be. You know what's something that we could all have more of? Sex. Sex is good for you. It's good for your body. It's good for your heart. It's good in so many different ways. I mean, not only is it pleasurable and fun and just a great way to relieve stress, but now with Adam and Eve, the premier sex toy extravaganza. I mean, they've got something for everybody. They have sex toys for her, for him, for couples, everything from vibrators to lingerie to lube and oils. I mean, they got you covered to help you spice up your sex life and just enjoy having more of it. I always find it funny when people get uncomfortable when talking about sex, because sex is probably the most natural thing that any of us human beings could do. So why not talk about it? Why not celebrate it? And why not get yourself decked out with all of the sexy items you could possibly want at Adam and Eve? They are the biggest online store. I mean, they've got thousands and thousands of different products. There's things on there I've never even seen before, but absolutely look like total fun to try out. So if you're looking to spice up your sex life, you need to check out Adam and Eve today. Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff to spice up your bedroom is even better. Select almost any one item for 50% off, and then Adam and Eve loads on the free stuff. You got to use offer code MILEHIGH at checkout, and you'll get 10 tantalizing free gifts. A sexy item for him, a special gift for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And you'll get 6 free spicy movies to enjoy, plus free shipping. What a deal. You're not going to find this type of deal anywhere else unless you use our offer code MILEHIGH. That's MILEHIGH. Offer code MILEHIGH at checkout at adamandeve.com. Again, get all the sexy items you need to spice up your sex life and just have more enjoyable sex at adamandeve.com. Use code MILEHIGH. Again, that's MILEHIGH. Offer code MILEHIGH at checkout today at adamandeve.com.
Are you still going to the post office? Still paying full price for postage? Well, thanks to stamps.com, you don't have to do that anymore. You can mail and ship anywhere right from your computer. You can send letters, ship packages, and pay less, a lot less, with discounted rates from USPS, UPS, and more. Stamps.com saves businesses thousands of hours and tons of money every year, including our small business, Higher Love Wellness. Stamps.com brings the services of the post office and UPS right to your computer, and it's a must-have for any businesses. Whether you're a small office sending out invoices, a side hustle Etsy shop shipping out orders, or just navigating this hybrid work life, Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. So no wonder over 1 million businesses have chosen Stamps.com for their mailing and shipping. And with Stamps.com, you get discounts of up to 40% off post office rates and up to 66% off UPS shipping rates. So it's no wonder nearly 1 million small businesses already use Stamps.com. Stop wasting your time going to the post office, because no one likes to go there, and go to Stamps.com instead. There's no risk, and with our promo code MILEHIGHER, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. Plus, there's no long-term commitments or contracts. All you got to do is go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in MILEHIGHER. That's Stamps.com, promo code MILEHIGHER.
Are you carrying a credit card balance month after month? Well, you're not the only one. High interest rates make it hard to pay off your debt, but Upstart can help. Join the thousands of happy borrowers who made that final payment. There's nothing that feels better than paying off that credit card debt, that student loan, that personal loan that's just been racking up interest. Well, Upstart is here to help you today. Upstart is the fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan all online. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get a simple fixed monthly payment. Unlike other lenders, now this is important, listen up. Upstart looks at more than just your credit score, like your income and employment history, which means that they can offer smarter rates with trusted partners because they take all that into consideration. With a 5-minute online rate check, you can see your rate up front for loans between $1,000 and $50,000. Best of all, you can receive funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. So find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/milehigher. At least check it out. See maybe if, they might be able to save you some money. That's upstart.com/milehigher. And don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. check out upstart.com/mile higher today.
All right. A lot of people were actually asking what your favorite movie or movie genre is.
Oh, that's tough. It's hard to like put your favorite movie. I have like a solid top 5, but I mean, my favorite movie of all time has to be Knocked Up. I just can't live without it. I love that movie. I will watch it every single day. I do not care. I love Seth Rogen more than anything on the face of the earth.
So much so that she has him as her wallpaper on her phone.
And has
as
had
opposed
that
to
for
her
years.
own husband.
2 years. I've just switched up the picture this year because he did a new photo shoot.
Oh,
So people have asked me multiple times, is that your husband? I'm like, no, bitch, this is Seth Rogen. I love you too, Josh. I mean, I just really love
Just
Seth
not
Rogen.
not as cool, Seth Rogen. That's
But it's
all right.
not because
That's cool.
I'm like,
That's cool.
I just stand him as a person too. Like I'm just a fan. I just fucking I love him.
Oh, he's
You know?
amazing.
I'm not like sitting here being like, oh, he's so hot. I wish my husband looked like him. And you kind of do. You kind of have some Seth Rogen vibes.
Oh my god.
Get
Really?
more scruffier looking.
Okay.
Grow the hair out. Maybe get some grays in there now.
Get a perm and
He's starting to
curl
get
it
like
out.
the salt and pepper thing. It's hot. I always love the older guys. Like Dennis.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh god.
Dennis.
It's embarrassing.
Dennis Quaid. He'll always be my man.
But you're just a big comedy movie watcher.
Yeah, I like to laugh, and I love a good like rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like things that are easy to watch that my brain doesn't have to like. I do like more complicated movies too, but for the most part, when I throw on a movie, I'm throwing on something more nostalgic. Like I love Juno. We just recently watched Juno. I love Napoleon Dynamite.
Super bad.
Oh yeah, we just watched Superbad the other night. It's so funny.
All those. Yeah. No, we enjoy watching those kinds of movies together.
Another one we love is Wolf on Wall Street.
Oh yeah, we
We
recently watched that too.
again. It was really good. Such a good movie.
I personally like movies that are like have realism to them. Like maybe where it's like Wolf on Wall Street, for example. I really like that movie because it's I like movies based on true stories.
Like Lord of the Rings.
Based on a true story. All right. There was and is still a Middle Earth. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, like Wolf on Wall Street, or obviously love the Conjuring series because, you know, those are all based on Ed and Lorraine Warren cases and, very realistic as far as like what kind of how things might play out. Obviously, there's stuff that's not, but really enjoy those types. I definitely like more creepy, scary stuff.
Yeah.
Recently watched Insidious. Love that one.
Yeah. Josh always watches them on plane rides.
I do. I always just like watch the scary shit when I'm on planes. I don't know why.
I know everyone else is sleeping and Josh is like up watching a movie.
My heart's
it's like
all
his
beating
time.
fast.
So I never can have that stuff on. It freaks me out. I don't like anything that's going to give me like induced anxiety. I've got enough of that on my own,
I agree.
Sure.
Yeah. You and Joel are going tomorrow to the.
Conjuring 3.
Okay. So are they just like rerunning it?
No,
Or
it's
is
just
that- is
it's
that a new one?
release.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
It's a new release.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it just came out. So
That'll be fun.
yeah, it's based on a true story, the trial of Arnie Johnson,
Okay.
and it was the first case where they claimed the devil made him do it.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Oh, I do remember that case now. Interesting.
yeah, it's a
that'll be
very very
good.
interesting. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
so.
Wasn't it like your first episode of Lights Out on that?
It is. First episode of Lights Out was this case.
Nice.
Yeah, people really like the Ed and Lorraine Warren cases.
Yeah. They're an interesting duo.
Yeah, they're very controversial. A lot
I've
of
got
people
a lot of thoughts on them.
don't like them. Think they're kind
I'm
of
more
full
on
shit.
that side, more so. But I don't completely hate on them. I'm a little questionable of some of the things they've said and done.
True that.
Okay, if you were on death row, what would your last meal be?
Oh,
Damn.
it would be a lot of shit. I'd ask for a lot of stuff. I'd be like, I want 3 crunchy
No.
tacos.
Hell yeah.
You get one thing.
No, you
One?
can-
No, you can get
no.
whatever you want.
Okay.
I'd be like 3 crunchy tacos, a breakfast burrito. I'll
Ew.
take a large pepperoni pizza.
Ew.
Give me, what else did I want? Milkshake, a few Red Bulls,
Some roast beef, a chicken, a
some
pizza.
Arby's. An Arby's sandwich would be
Ew.
awesome.
Disrespect.
Extra Arby's sauce,
What is wrong
curly
with
fries.
you?
Sick.
Okay, the curly
Ew.
fries are good,
Delicious.
Ew.
but everything else is nasty. I don't know. I'd probably go for some sushi. I love me some ahi,
Yeah.
some salmon, yellowtail, some nice rolls.
Fresh flown in from Japan for you.
With like some edamame on the side, some miso soup. Yeah, that'd be it. Make sure they bring wasabi or I'm sending that shit back.
You send it back.
No
They're like,
wasabi?
okay, fuck you. Then you're just going to die
Take
without
this.
it.
I need wasabi before my death.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I hate that question though. not to be rude or anything, but like every time that gets brought up, I get so sad thinking about the idea of
people having to
meal.
like,
yeah, that's like so fucking...
Imagine being that person like ordering it. Like they're like, all right, sir, we need your last meal on earth.
Do you think you actually get a pick? I bet in a lot of those circumstances. Really?
Yeah.
It's a whole thing?
So.
Yeah.
Weird. Ugh,
I know. Out of everything that, you know, you could do for somebody right before the end of their life is, what can I get you? What kind of food would you like to eat? And they'll go get you McDonald's.
That'd be just
KFC.
Weird eating for the last time. I don't think I could eat.
Right?
Like,
how hungry would you be?
Yeah, seriously.
Ugh.
I don't know.
All right. On the topic of food, is cereal a soup once and for all?
This is one of those debater questions. People also bring up like, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Right.
No, cereal's not a soup.
Why so?
Because you put the cereal in the bowl first, and then you put milk on top of it. Whenever do you do that with a soup?
That is true. You're adding another element to the food.
Right.
Milk.
So it's just two foods together. It's not whereas soup is like one meal.
Right, exactly. That's how I see it.
I mean, that makes sense to me.
Cereal soup? What the hell?
No, cereal's not a soup.
Is soup a real meal?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
what?
I
soup
think it is
a side.
No.
What if it's like a stew?
Soup is a side.
Ooh, I don't like that.
There's got to be something else to accompany the soup.
You know, it's true. Every time I make soup, Josh always has to like make himself something extra, like a sandwich or something.
Seriously,
or like a piece of meat.
Yeah,
for the side
anything.
Of it.
Anything.
So it's like a soup. We're gonna starve eating soup.
Yeah, because when I grew up,
just keep eating it until you're not hungry anymore.
It would be like a can of Campbell's soup, and I'd be like, hell no.
Dude, Campbell's soup is so good.
I don't want that shit. No.
Some of theirs is the best. Like their tomato soup is the best.
The Kids Stars.
Yeah, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I like Progresso for chicken noodle though. I will say.
Yeah, not a soup fan.
Not a soup fan.
That sucks. Because soup is the best.
And it's hot. I don't like hot liquids. I don't drink hot coffee. I don't drink hot tea.
What about gazpacho? Cold soup.
Gazpacho.
No, because then you're just eating slop. I mean, it's like
slop.
You could just, give it to the animals and they'll eat it. At that point, like.
I'm not into the cold soup thing either.
Yeah, neither am I.
Every time I've been served a cold soup at like a nice restaurant, I'm like,
can you heat it up?
Yeah, seriously.
No, thank you.
Oh my God. Okay, a little more serious topic. If you could have every single case file from one case, what case would it be? They just give you everything.
Shit. Okay, wait. I need to think about this for a second. Oh, does anything like come to your mind immediately?
Every
case file.
What case would it be?
I mean, I think I would. What comes to mind first is the Valos. I'd like to see more of what's going on. That is eventually going to be released, but I'd like to see it now. I have a lot of questions I'd like cleared up. But damn, I feel like there's probably a better answer.
I'd like to see the Charles Manson case file on that guy, because I think
isn't all his shit like released?
I don't think so.
Not all of it.
No.
There's like secret Manson files somewhere.
All the case files for the entire Manson family, for everybody.
Okay.
Because I'd like to dig in there, because I think there's definitely connections with Charles Manson to other entities that are out there that were, I don't know if you guys have seen Son of Sam, Descent into Darkness, but basically there is evidence to suggest that Charles Manson not only had his own cult, his own family, the Manson family, but he also was a part of a much larger group of individuals that were all about bringing upon the apocalypse on the world.
Held it, skilled it.
Yeah, and he took that from this other group called the Process Church, which is very interesting. They're another kind of type of cult that supposedly dissolved themselves, but there's possible that it's still out there.
And that there's more information out.
Yeah, there's definitely more connections there. Or just the freaking Son of Sam case, the David Berkowitz case. I mean, I'd love to get the case file on that, because that's just fucking crazy. There's so much there that, it's one of those cases where the police thought, they're like, oh, we got our guy. And then all of the evidence points to, yeah, he might have done a few of the murders, but there's
not the main one.
There's could have been countless others that were involved that were free and never were brought to justice.
That shit's so
because
crazy.
the New York City Police Department didn't want to have to admit that they were wrong.
Oh yeah, I mean that's probably the like any case where the police are not wanting to admit wrong or have done something wrong, and there's still case files hidden. That's what I'd want to know. Like one that does come to mind is Kristen Smart, because I know that there's a ton more that they're not saying right now, but I think that eventually is going to come out.
Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah,
I was about to say that one.
Because I mean, in a lot of cases, the police just hold that information so close to them that they don't.
Either to protect themselves or to protect the case. Sometimes it's for a valid reason. Sometimes it's just bullshit.
Yeah, sometimes they fuck up and they don't want the public to know. They don't want to look bad. They don't want the department to look bad because there's so much politics wrapped up in a lot of these police departments.
Okay, this one's tough. If you had to be the defense attorney of either of the following, what would it be and why? Casey Anthony, Scott Peterson, or Jodi Arias?
Scott Peterson, for sure. I don't know if I necessarily believe he's innocent or guilty. You know, it's one of those things I don't have a clear idea enough on. And some people get really mad. Like, there's definitely a group out there that wants you to, you know, believe that he's guilty. And I've just seen a lot of things that make me think it could have been this, it could have been that, the intruders at her house. So the other two, Jodi and Casey, fuck no. There's no way I could be defense attorneys for the two of them. I mean, even Scott would be hard because a big part of me believes he did it. So I don't know how being a defense attorney would be fucking intense.
It would be, it'd be very hard because you're kind of like, you have to kind of put your morals aside.
Yeah, I guess.
And just kind of go with what your client's telling you. And whether or not you believe them or not, you have to represent them. I think specifically like Casey Anthony's case, you know, Jose Baez, he was her defense attorney and people fucking hate that guy.
Oh, he's a slime ball.
But it's like, you know, and he did a good job. I mean, he did his job and literally got her acquitted of this crime. And, you know, it'd be tough to be Jose Baez going forward. But at the same time, it also probably propelled his career.
Yeah,
you know, it put him into the spotlight. He, you know, for a defense attorney, that was a win. You know, and
so I guess you're saying that you would want to, like, if you were a defense attorney, you'd want to cover the one with the most high profile.
Right. Well, you got to think too, like risk versus reward. You know, there's a lot of risks for defending somebody like that or that type of case. But at the same time, the reward is that career wise, as a defense attorney, it's going to help boost I mean, that's a huge
career win.
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge career win. And just when you go to get other clients and other high profile clients, they're going to come to you because you won that high profile case. So from a purely like career perspective and attorney perspective, it would be best to go with those high profile cases if you win, of course.
Well, all of those are pretty high profile, but I think it's safe to say Casey Anthony would probably be the most well known. Maybe.
Okay. So let's just say that aliens come to Earth and demand to speak to our leader of the world. Who would you choose as the representation for us to negotiate us out, you know, being invaded by aliens? If aliens were going to come down and be like, we're going to fuck you up, let me speak to the leader. Who would it be and why? And this person goes, my answer would be Jack Black. Jack Black.
Oh, Jack Black's an excellent choice.
Right? I
think he would do really well.
I agree.
I could definitely see Jack Black doing some really good negotiation and kind of saving our asses. I was going to say maybe Trisha Paytas. You never know. Just send her out there.
Oh,
see what they think.
No,
you know,
they
might
would
be
all
intrigued.
Be dead. If it meant life or death, you would send Trisha Paytas out to them.
Just kidding. I don't know who. Damn, I don't know. There's not many people I can think of, and a lot of people that I would have said years ago. Now I would never want them to have any power. And
I'm
afraid of a lot of the most powerful people in the world. So
I'd send Russell Brand.
Okay.
Or Jim Carrey. Russell Brand or Jim Carrey, just because I think you would need to send somebody. Both of them are very deeply spiritual and just seem like woke individuals, you know, on the consciousness level. And so I would want somebody with a higher level of consciousness to converse with the aliens to help, you know, present a much better smarter, higher evolved version of humanity versus if you just send some dumbass to the aliens, they're gonna be like, oh, these guys they have no hope. Wipe them out.
Honestly, I think that's a pretty good answer. Jim Carrey, I think, could be an excellent choice for that.
Yeah.
But I also think Jack Black. That's good.
If you wanna, you know, tell them how funny we are, definitely Jack Black.
Send all of them.
Oh, just a whole group of
Seth
them.
Rogen too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Seth could do a good job.
Seth could do a good job.
But what about someone in the alien world? Like, how about Bob Lazar?
Bob Lazar.
Yeah, Bob would probably be like,
Tom
"Fuck that,
DeLonge.
Go to someone else. No, not Tom.
No.
Not Tom.
Not Tom.
I could see Bob doing it.
Who's the guy from Bigelow Aerospace?
Oh,
What's his name again? Oh,
Robert
it's slipping me.
Bigelow.
Robert Bigelow.
Oh, right, Robert Bigelow. Right, yeah, him. He'd be good. He'd be
I'd be
great.
comfortable with that.
Yeah, you'd be okay with it. You'd
I'd be
sign
okay.
off on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Robert Bigelow. Why not?
Cool. Well, one of those people.
Okay. All right. So, Josh, this one's more for you. How did you, coming from a religious background and upbringing, how did you deal with getting over the shame or guilt of deciding to step away from your parents and just move away? You've talked about how you like kind of left at 18 and
Yeah.
Right. How do I deal with there's always guilt, because I think for a long time you think and question, did I make the right decision? And there is that guilt that sticks with you, and there's that fear. It takes a long time to get over the fear of, realizing that, I'm not going to go to hell if I don't believe this anymore. Because I think a lot of religion, especially Christianity in many ways, is very focused on making you fear death and fear, going to hell, that this horrible place that I was told about at a very young age and in great detail. And that kind of, you internalize that over years and years and years. And even at that point, like when I left religion, I was pissed off. And I think my anger and my hate and my rage for it was covering for, some of the feelings and doubts that I was having. And so for me, it took a long time to really kind of get over the feelings of, did I make the right decision? Did I hurt my family? Did I hurt my family in the process of leaving? And at the time I was so angry that kind of helped me get through. But later on, I've kind of come to terms of how I really feel about it all. And I'm very open to everything now. So that has helped me at least stay open to my parents. It's not like I close them off, and,
No.
I accept them for who they are as long as I get the same respect in return.
And they've given that to you, with time. It's amazing how good of boundaries you guys have built over the years. We have a great relationship with them.
Yeah, it's all about healthy boundaries and realizing that we're all entitled to believe what we want to believe while we're on this earth. And it doesn't mean that anyone is wrong, but really nobody should be going around saying they're right either and saying that they have all the answers. And I think that's where religious people or parents get themselves in troubles, when they get to that point where they're literally telling you that only what I say is the truth. Everything else that you may learn out there is false, and you should disavow it and not believe it. But I think when parents that are religious can get to a point where they can accept, especially their children, that, it's their life, it's their journey, and you have to let them figure it out. You have to let them come to the realization, whether that's with religion or not, and really figure out who they are. Because if you're just giving your kids an identity and giving them the belief system and giving them all of the answers they need for life and death and all of these, questions that we have as a human, I think that's really doing a disservice to that person. I mean, you can attest from the other angle where you don't grow up in a structured environment like this, especially from a belief point of view, how beneficial it was for you to really get to kind of explore that on your own.
Yeah, because it is a time where you are just exploring the world. So it is. I sometimes feel really bad hearing about how much you were told and all the detail, and I can't imagine learning some of those things at such a young age. I was so freaked out. One of my babysitters just told me that people die once, and I freaked out. I can't imagine talking about hell and demons.
From early on.
Yeah, that's really intense. I'm sure a
elementary
lot of
school.
people out there can relate to being kind of traumatized from the experience. Although I'm sure we have listeners too who grew up in Christian families and had a great experience and are still, it's just everyone's journey in this life is different.
It is. And I just think that as human beings, it's our job to be as open as possible, because at the end of the day, no one has all the answers. You can believe what you want to believe, but at the end of the day, no one really knows anything.
Yeah. I think it's part of the human experience to kind of figure out what you think is going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's a rapid fire one. Starbucks or Dunkin'?
Ooh, fucking neither.
Whoa.
I'm like, Starbucks has been so nasty lately.
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
really
they came
over
out with
it.
that stupid, what was
Funnel
it?
cake,
Ew.
strawberry.
That
Ugh.
was disgusting.
I tried it with Janelle once, and then Josh got it for me the other day, and he was like, I got you this special, and I was like, oh no. It smells like, or it's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich blended into a coffee.
But it's
so
not good.
nasty.
That would be kind of yummy.
No.
It's bad.
Okay, yeah. It's just, it's wrong in every way. I think I'd have to go Starbucks over Dunkin' though. I don't know. Sometimes Dunkin' coffee just like really gives me acid.
If you want a laxative, Dunkin' Donuts is your
Or
yeah.
McDonald's.
your best bet. Yeah, or McDonald's.
You really want to just clear everything out?
I haven't
Yeah.
had McDonald's coffee in a really long time.
Same.
Can't compare. I like my espresso machine at home.
Yeah, I was gonna say support local cafes and coffee shops and local coffee roasters and
Yeah, we've got this shop near us, and we've been buying their coffee for the last couple of years. It is the best
So good.
fucking coffee. Yeah, it's way better local for sure than these.
We got to
huge-
think like these huge
Yeah.
corporations, how good and fresh is their coffee beans? And
Not.
it's
very.
really not.
No.
I mean, they can say whatever they want to say, but I feel like Starbucks, just as a company, because they've grown so big, they're like bigger than McDonald's now, that their quality level has gone down quite a bit from when they first came out.
Isn't that with every business now? Like,
Yeah, Chipotle.
Chipotle's the biggest one with that. I think their food quality has gone so far down in the past like 5 years.
I think, I don't know if it's necessarily the actual quality of food. I think what happens is that when corporations don't take care of their employees, and then like there was a big, huge employee strike and where employees walked out of their Chipotles and just locked up and closed down because they're getting paid utter shit, which I always thought Chipotle was like a good company.
That's how they advertise
gave
themselves
them
at
good
first.
pay and benefits. And that's apparently not the case. And I think employees just don't give a shit. So they don't try that hard when they're cooking the chicken and they leave pieces of bone in there, or like the burnt ends are left in there, and or they're scraping the bottom of the thing. Like they don't give a shit because they're like, why should I? Because I'm barely getting paid here and nobody's taking care of me. I think so many restaurants and chains and things like that would do so much better just overall with experience wise if they actually treated their employees good and paid them well and actually made it worth their time.
Or even fairly at a bare minimum.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, right now it's just so ridiculously unfair and abusive, pretty much.
Right.
Most of these corporate
and with the
corporations.
cost of living the way it is in most states, I mean, here in Colorado, we're basically, just below California when it comes to cost of living.
Fucking nuts. What the
And
hell
I
happened?
just saw a thing today that was like, in order to just scrape by as a single person to live in Colorado, you need to be making at least like 21 an hour.
Yeah, and guess what the minimum wage is?
Like 14 or 15?
$12.32.
So it's not even 15 yet.
It's
$12.32. $12.32.
So that is literally, it's not doable to be a single person living and renting somewhere off of minimum wage.
No, it's not.
And many places pay that, and therefore you're shit.
So why aren't they catching up with inflation at all? It just
Because
seems like it's stopped.
it's money. It comes back to money and greed, and literally the CEOs of these corporations are paying themselves huge bonus. I mean, it's because the power structure of the corporations is all fucked
What
up.
was our question?
Starbucks or Dunkin'.
Oh, okay. Wow. We apparently can't let any question not go deep here on this show.
Well, we are mile higher. So.
Well, answer the question at least. If you had to pick, if you're going on a car ride right now, you have to have a coffee, Starbucks or Dunkin'.
Dunks.
Dunks over.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
I honestly hate Starbucks. Every time I get it, I
Gross.
regret the fucking $25 I paid
Seriously.
for
I
my
know.
venti
It's so stupid.
mocha. It's
That's
like,
mostly ice.
yeah, it's
I know. Janelle's always the one that's like, light ice, please. Light ice.
Light ice. Are there any reality TV shows that you guys enjoy?
oh God.
Boy, are there.
Well, believe it or
Where
not,
can we even start?
when we don't work on our shows, we're not watching true crime content. We're not consuming anything related
There's
to
no
it.
way my brain could consume more of that for fun outside
no.
of work, you know? It's
Yeah,
like just
especially,
too much.
especially you're just like overloaded.
Oh my
at
God,
that
I
point.
get so tired. Yeah, I love some good reality TV. Like
What's some of our
good-
favorites?
Geez. We really like Married at First Sight, except for I'm the worst to watch it with because I just make fun of it the whole time. And Josh gets kind of into it. He's such a hopeless romantic. And then I'm just like trashing them all.
I just you know what I do? It's funny. I'll sit there and like, especially if I'm a little high and I'm watching, I'll just like critique everything. I'll just be like, oh, you should have did that or whatever. Or like getting into the relationship, like, oh, this is the problem with her. This is the problem with him. The experts are bullshit, by the way, on that show. I don't believe any of them. We get
really serious about Married at First Sight, and we really hate the experts. The experts, because they're terrible at matching. It's horrible. It's ridiculous. I think they do it on purpose though, because what are they going to do?
Yeah, they want good ratings.
Yeah, they want to match up some like randos, so it's awkward and stuff. But yeah, we like 90 Day Fiance.
I get into Naked and Afraid. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I need to get back into that shit.
It gives me so much anxiety though.
It makes me feel really thankful to have to be in my bed in my little cozy house.
I know.
Here's a question for you: if you're going to go on Naked and Afraid and you can only bring 2 items, what would you bring?
Oh damn! Now Josh is making questions for us. 2 items. Well, definitely. I think that's how much they're allowed. 2 items. Sunscreen and
your
bug
ass in
spray.
nature.
Sunscreen and bug spray, baby. That's it.
That's a good idea.
You're gonna die in like the first day.
At least I won't be burnt and bitten.
I'd probably bring one of those little. Can I bring a lighter? I was gonna say those flint thingies, but can I just bring a lighter instead?
Yeah, you can bring a lighter.
Weed.
I'd probably bring. No. Yeah, just that.
Might as well just enjoy this.
Sit down and smoke. And
honestly, your best bet with that would be like to take some psychedelics and just enjoy the nature.
Oh God!
Until you're fucking burnt to a crisp and you got bug bites everywhere because you've been rolling around in the fucking marshy swamp for a while.
Wait, what were you gonna say? You said
lighter and like water, like drinking water.
Is that
you're not gonna have enough water for 30 days. To bring unless you're going to haul around big jugs of water.
So I'd probably do a lighter and sunscreen.
Okay.
A lighter and sunscreen.
Okay.
A lighter's pretty smart.
Now you can cook.
You definitely want to be able to make fire.
Yeah.
So if you have a fire starter kit of some sort, that's important.
It's kind of better than the lighter, the bug spray.
A machete so you can actually like cut shit and
what
make
else
a
did
shelter.
We watch though? We watched tons of reality TV. God.
Keeping Up. Are we sad that Keeping Up ended?
No, it's their show.
That show's
sucks.
been over and fake for so long.
Damn, I like
they just
that
show
show
up for the
still.
paycheck. Clearly,
I mean, it's sometimes very entertaining to see their lives, and it's so different and ridiculous. That did you see Kim Kardashian's like fluffy car she had
what
made?
In the hell?
Yeah, did you see that, babe?
Oh, her white fluffy Rolls Royce or Ghost or whatever.
Oh my God, fucking ridiculous. But we definitely partake in.
You like the Circle?
TV. Yep, I like this.
Big Brother.
I really like that. Oh yeah, Big
Brother
Brother
starting soon, you guys.
90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, we said that. We watch a lot. Oh, we've been into this like makeup thing. Well, I've been into it. Glow Up.
What?
I like know all the names.
I always watch these little shows before bed, but Josh gets way more into them than me. He's like, "You missed it. This one person's been kicked out," and I was like, "Who?" I never know the names of anyone on the shows we watch, and Josh knows everyone. He's like, "Oh yeah, Brian did this, Jane did this, and then so and so," and I'm always like, "Who? The blonde one?" I never retain anyone's names. It's too much work.
We like come up with random nicknames, then that's what we call them the whole time.
Exactly.
I'm like, "Oh, his real name's Chad." Okay.
Yeah. All right. Blockhead it is.
Obviously, like the food ones too. I love like diners, drive-ins, and dives.
I think those are kind of annoying though.
Gordon Ramsay's shows.
I like the competition ones, the more serious, like chef serious ones.
I like
Chopped. The grocery games. You always like to watch the
Guy's grocery. I like Guy Fieri.
I love him. I wish I could be him.
Yeah, dude, I would.
What a great fucking job that is.
Seriously, it's a good job.
The best job.
He just gets to travel around the country and eat food from amazing restaurants.
Yeah, it's a pretty good job.
How unfair is that?
He reminds me of the dude from like Rascal Flatts, though. I always think they're like the same guy.
What?
He
Not
looks
even
exactly
close.
like him. Put a picture up.
Rascal
Comparisons.
Flatts? I'll put a picture up. I don't even know who you're talking about.
You don't know what Rascal Flatts is?
No, I do, but I don't know what guy you're talking
Life is
about.
a highway.
If you look at the lead singer of Rascal Flatts, he doesn't look like Guy Fieri.
I think he does a little bit. Guy Fieri vibes.
Which guy is this guy?
The guy on the far right.
This guy?
Yeah, a little bit. Come on.
What the hell? No.
He's got his
not even
style
close.
and his highlights. He's kind of the same.
That's it.
No way. Absolutely not.
Okay,
I'm thinking not.
Fine.
Oh boy. All right. What was your dream job as a little kid?
Oh, damn. I had so many dream jobs.
Yeah, I think we all have it changed every year.
Oh, yeah. I think one of the big ones for me is I was really into birth and babies when I was a kid. I went through this phase where I was obsessed with it. My mom took me to the library and got me all these birthing tapes. Like my mom was letting me watch full frontal births at like
Damn.
6 or 7, and I was into it. Or maybe like 9. Give her a little more credit. But yeah, my mom was always really open, and I thought birth was really interesting, and it never grossed me out. And I kind of wanted to be a midwife for a while because I thought that would be so cool to be there with someone, you know, and coach them through such an amazing moment. I still think it would be an amazing job that I'd probably love. I also thought about being an ultrasound tech and getting to tell people about like, just tell them how the baby is or the genders or something. But then I started thinking, what if you have to tell them bad news? Like that could be also a really stressful job.
You don't tell them bad news. You wait for the doctor.
Oh, that's true. But then they can kind of sometimes tell.
The doctor will be in.
Exactly.
They're like, well, is it good?
It would just
They're
be
like,
sad to see like happy parents like getting upset. So that didn't go anywhere. And then I kind of wanted to be like a marine biologist, but I was never good at science, so couldn't do that. I just liked the ocean, and I kind of thought it'd be cool to be like a trainer at SeaWorld. But then I found out about SeaWorld, so yep, none of those panned out for me.
I know.
What about you?
Josh has many. What was like the first one?
Yeah, like your dream job as a kid.
Veterinarian, because of Air Bud.
Oh,
remember Air Bud movie?
I
Like,
never saw it, but I've heard about it.
there's like the town veterinarian guy that was there, and like the woman's like always like interested in him. I think they like get together.
That's why you wanted to be a vet.
Yeah, I wanted the ladies, man. I wanted the ladies to come in, see Josh the vet. You know, I'll work on your pooch and your
cooch.
Oh wow! We just went there. We just fucking went there.
Obviously, I wasn't thinking that way as a young boy, but
who knows with you? Though.
I just thought it was like badass to be a veterinarian.
Yeah,
I mean,
I thought about that too.
Badass,
I feel like every kid thinks about being a vet at some point, but then you realize like you have to euthanize pets, and you have to deal with like emergencies and all this like stressful
scary shit. Yeah,
it's not just like playing with pets all day.
Yeah. It's very true.
But then when I was a little older, I wanted to be a Secret Service agent really bad, like protect the president, like be one of those guys.
Protect the president.
Yeah, like watching documentaries with my dad, I'd be like, "Who are those guys? Those guys are cool. They always got the sunglasses, just like mean mugging everybody, looking around." I was like, "I want to be that guy." And then I'd go out and like practice in public, and I'd be like, just staring. And I actually kind of still do it today, where I like people watch. You know, that's your job as a Secret Service agent, is to people watch.
Honestly, you could have been a good like detective or
totally, because I literally do that everywhere I go.
He does. He's the biggest people watcher. Sometimes it gets annoying, like we're at lunch or something and he'll just be like listening to everyone else's conversations around us, and I'll be rambling on about something and I can just tell he's just like but he's like really listening to the people next to us. And I'm like, so what's going on over there? Tell me what's
John tells me to stop staring at people. He's like, stop staring at those people. And I'm not like judging them. I just love to like
watch people.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like watching a reality show unfold sometimes.
I feel like the best people watching is at the beach though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
that's the best.
Or in the airport.
Airport's good too, or mall, but I think beach is the best.
Is really
where
good.
People are like relaxing and, you know,
we sound like such
having a few
freaks.
We just post up our little umbrella and chairs, and then we just watch. We get our binoculars out.
Creeper status.
All right, what's going on with that guy? What's he saying?
What kind of pizza
could have been undercover? I feel like you could have done it.
Oh, like if this YouTube gig doesn't work out, I'm gonna be I'll be a PI, 100%. I'll be the best fucking PI.
Oh my god.
No. Today's episode is also sponsored by Quip, which you guys know we love Quip. They have been sponsoring our show since the early days, and we are such a fan of all of the products that they have put out since they started sponsoring us. So sometimes when you're brushing your teeth, it's just not enough. It doesn't give you that fully fresh feeling. And that's why I love a good mouthwash. And now Quip has an awesome mouthwash. A lot of mouthwashes out there are really big and bulky, a waste of plastic, and they just look ugly on your counter. But Quip is here to change that because they are launching their own mouthwash to help you complete your clean routine. Plus, it comes with a refillable dispenser that is delightful to use and sleek enough to fit on any bathroom counter. I really like that it has a modern design and can look nice on our countertop. That's just one thing that bothers me is I'll like make my bathroom look all nice and then there's this big ugly thing of mouthwash. So now I don't even have to worry about that. And Quip mouthwash is awesome because it kills bad breath germs, helps prevent cavities, and leaves you feeling fresh thanks to their formula that gives your mouth everything it needs and nothing that it doesn't. Their 4 times concentrate has fluoride, xylitol, and CPC, but they left out the artificial colors and stinging alcohol that you'll find in a lot of other rinses. Their refillable dispenser is compact and it will fit into any bathroom, big or small. And with 5 colors and 2 high-end finishes to choose from, you're guaranteed to find a dispenser that matches your personal style. Because they have a 4 times concentrated formula, Quip ships less water and more good-for-you ingredients. And also, Quip's refill bottles are made from 100% recycled plastic. And with affordable refills plus free shipping, it's easy to keep your whole mouth healthy. So join over 5 million mouths already using Quip and start swishing with them today. All you got to do is go to getquip.com/milehigher5 right now, and you'll get $5 off a mouthwash starter kit. That's $5 off a mouthwash starter kit, which also includes the refillable dispenser and a 90-day dose supply of Quip's 4 times concentrated formula at getquip.com/milehigher5. That's GETQUIP.com/milehigher5. Quip, the good habits company.
One of the biggest issues of our lifetime, I believe, is our personal privacy, specifically our privacy online. Every time you connect to an unencrypted network, cafes, hotels, airports, any hacker on the same network can gain access to your personal data, passwords, financial details, etc. I actually come from a bit of a hacking background, and I do know how easy it is for hackers to actually get your information at places like this. In fact, it's so easy that even somebody who's not super technical could figure out how to do it. I mean, there's literally programs out there that you just plug in your computer and then boom, you have access to everybody on that network. It's actually really easy. So your data is valuable. Hackers can make up to $1,000 per person selling personal info on the dark web, whether that's user accounts, passwords, email addresses. I mean, there's so many different things that they can gather from your network data. ExpressVPN acts as an online insurance. It creates a secure, encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet, and hackers can't steal your personal data. It's super secure, so it'll take a hacker with a supercomputer over 1 billion years to get past ExpressVPN's encryption. Best of all, unlike other VPN apps out there, ExpressVPN is by far the easiest to use. Literally, once you fire up the application, it's 2 clicks or 2 taps on your phone screen, and boom, you're connected. And it works on all devices from your phones, laptops, tablets, and so much more. So you can always stay secure on the go or even at home. You know, I was recently on vacation, staying at a resort, unencrypted Wi-Fi. Anybody could be snooping the network. And you know what? I was completely safe. I could access my bank accounts and all that good stuff without ever having to worry about a hacker stealing any of my information. So secure your online data today by visiting expressvpn.com/milehigher. That's expressvpn.com/milehigher. And you'll get an extra 3 months free. Again, that's expressvpn.com/milehigher.
So many people were asking if you have any funny stories from your first times partaking in the greens.
First time that I smoked with her was pretty funny.
Yeah.
We hotboxed our car.
Yeah, I've told this
in our garage,
a few times. Yeah, we used to.
In our apartment. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I bought this water pipe that was...
It lit up too, remember?
Yeah, it had a little LED light. I bought it specifically for you because I was like, oh, she's going to love this shit. And she fucking did. She was like, this is awesome. So I had a little strobe light in the bottom, put water in it. Then we hopped in the car and then we just put on, that's so good. I feel like people don't clam bake anymore or hot box. Yeah.
Clam bake.
Have a clam bake.
I've never heard of being called a clam bake ever.
Really?
That was
fucking clam
sounds
bake.
Yeah, let's get clam baked,
Okay.
Does that mean in your car?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think it's another word for hot boxing. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure no one says clam bake. I think a clam bake is where you bake.
I guarantee you somebody out there. If you're from New England, you say clam bake. All right.
Okay, so if you get high, you're clam baked.
Yeah, you get clam baked in the garage in the car.
One time we were in the mountains, Josh and I. We've had a few times in the mountains, and I have a whole episode on this sesh. So I'm not going to go through all the stories. If you want to hear them, we'll link it below.
Yeah, it's funny.
But one time we were in Estes Park, and we were in the parking lot out there. And we were so paranoid that someone, because I think this was before it was even legal or it had just been legalized. It was still kind of
I'm pretty sure it was before it was 100% legal.
Maybe.
Or maybe you just weren't 21.
We were underage or something.
Or something was freaking us out. I think it was legal though.
Was it?
But anyway.
Or medicinally legal. I don't think it was rec though.
We had this whole plan to smoke in our car so that we didn't have to do it outside or in the hotel room or anything. So we'd go to the car and then we'd go back into the hotel room. We kept just coming out. And then one of the times we were out there, it was really late at night and we just started tweaking, freaking out.
The paranoia sets in sometimes.
Dude, yeah. We saw, we thought that there was, first there was a taxi that pulled up remember, underneath the awning. And then he was like there for too long to Josh. And Josh was like, I think he's watching us. And I think he's like calling the cops on us. And then I started getting freaked out. We were like completely paranoid that he was watching us. But in reality, he was just sitting there probably waiting for a guest to come out or whatever. He's a taxi driver. Like he has plenty of reasons to sit in his car and like be on his phone. And then we like convinced ourselves that we saw something out in the, like we parked right in front of a bunch of trees.
Yeah,
and we thought
we
saw
moved the
something,
car
like, moving.
And we were like facing towards the hotel. But then behind us, I swear I saw something like run past behind us. And we thought there was somebody like outside of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Like a killer or something like that. Like we were about to be murdered.
We thought he was under the car with a knife. I was convinced that as soon as I stepped out, someone would stab my ankles. I was so scared. And we were back and forth like for so long. How are we going to get back to the hotel? How are we going to get out of here? Like we just need to do it. Just need to make a break for it. And then eventually
we literally got out and ran.
We
ran into the hotel.
I would kill to see that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was like
that was one of the first times. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I don't ever get paranoia like that anymore.
I was going to say now
those days are
it
gone.
doesn't even like barely affect you these days. So
Back in the day though.
Not me though.
Used to.
I did edibles at a Cirque du Soleil show and nearly and a hypnotist show.
That was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
The hypnotist show, you started freaking out.
I was
because the guy was like, you might get hypnotized in the audience. Be careful.
I was
blah, blah,
getting
and Josh
hypnotized.
was like, oh shit.
Was this the Vegas show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I love that show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
but I was getting hypnotized. I was like, oh no, I got to fight it. I can't let him hypnotize me in my seat. Like,
I do not think you were getting hypnotized.
no, I literally started losing like consciousness. I was like, oh my God, he's taking over
high
my
as
mind.
He was like hanging on to me. And then we also went to the Beatles love show
so
for
good.
Cirque du
We
Soleil.
gotta go back and see that.
Oh, it's such a great show. I've seen it a couple times now. It's so wonderful. But in the beginning, it's like gets really dark and these people drop down from ropes and it kind of has this creepy, eerie song playing in it. And I thought Josh was going to like run out of there. He looked so scared. Like he was like just
when
petrified.
When like people start descending from the ceiling and stuff, when it's all dark like that and you're just completely baked. You're just like, oh my God, what is happening right now? Like things can start to look distorted. I feel like if you take enough THC, you can get to a point where you can almost start tripping and having like a psychedelic experience. Like I think
it's classified as a psychedelic, isn't it? Or that it causes hallucinations.
Yeah.
Hallucinations.
Wow. Hallucinations. But yeah, I've heard that.
Hallucinations? Yeah.
Hallucination. Wait, what? Just ignore me. All right, next up. Do you guys think you could successfully take over each other's podcast for a week and still keep the same vibe?
Oh my God.
That would be hilarious, actually.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys took over Lights Out. If
both of us get to?
Yeah, like if you two went on Lights Out and did an episode.
People would probably hate it.
Yeah, they'd probably hate it.
But we could probably do it. Some people would probably like it. Some people could be into it.
I would hate it.
Yeah, you would hate it. I mean, it depends. We definitely wouldn't cover something too dark. Maybe like 1 week we'll just switch. You can come do the sesh with Janelle and I'll sit over there.
Damn.
Just all switch places.
Okay.
Me and Joel do Lights Out. Not Lights Out. Sorry, Mile Higher. Joel and I do Mile Higher. And then you and Joel do the sesh.
Ooh, you and Joel do the sesh.
And then Kendall and I will do Lights Out.
I don't know. Don't think that would go very well.
I don't think it would be that good. I hate to say it.
Would you do good at the sesh?
If I was high enough.
You do fine on the sesh.
It'd probably be fine.
Yeah. All right. If UFOs come down and ask you to leave with them for a better world, would you?
I know you're going to say yes.
Only if I can bring you, though.
Oh, that's very cute.
And all of my pets.
Okay. If we can bring the pets. Would they get like little space
Janelle
suits?
And our friends.
Janelle too. Okay.
Thank
all
you.
our friends and
Can
all
John
our family.
come?
Sure.
John, Cindy, Jared.
All the
parents.
pups.
All the pups.
No,
All our parents.
no parents, though. Parents stay here.
Oh, then fuck that. I'm not going.
No.
I need to
Well,
be
then
here
we
with my
can come
parents.
visit them once in a while.
No, I think
I
it
don't think
means
that's how
for
it
good.
works.
Oh, for good.
We go
We're
with
literally
the
going to another
aliens.
galaxy.
Yeah.
Right. They're not coming home.
Well, sorry, parents. So long.
But I mean, it depends on how hopeless Earth was at the time of this. Because like, I mean, if things were really bad here and like falling apart, yeah, I'd probably just take my chances and go with the aliens.
Yeah, I guess we'd have to know more information about where we're going to as well.
We need a pamphlet.
Yeah.
Are they even going to provide travel information? Like,
seriously.
Damn.
Airbnb info.
Decision.
Like, come on, man.
That'd be some scary shit though. Like beaming up off the earth forever. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that.
That'd be wild.
Okay. So a lot of people know we like to consume cannabis, and people are wondering if we've ever had to deal with doctors against using cannabis.
Oh yeah, definitely have had that.
When have we had a doctor that was actually like, oh, that's cool?
I've had a few. Dr. D up in Greeley.
Yeah.
She was good. But yeah, I've had some that have been extremely judgmental that I've had to leave because of that.
And literally drug test you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because they won't give you other medication because you do use cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. They literally, I went to Kaiser and they took me off of, I can't remember. I was on something for ADHD at the time. I've been on it since like first grade, medicines on and off for ADHD. And they just wouldn't prescribe it for me anymore because I use cannabis, which I thought was unbelievable because that can be really damaging too. They just took me right off of it. And the more I've learned about medications for ADHD, they can be like super beneficial beyond just concentrating in school and could help me in so many different ways. So I just think it's a kind of sad that I had to just quit it completely. And then maybe I'll go back to it one day, but I need to find a doctor that's
I just think that
open.
I think there's an issue with just medical education and the fact that they're not actually looking into these other supplements and natural alternatives for especially pain management. I mean, pain management is one of those things where there are options out there on the market and prescriptions and pills and things like that for that. But I mean, I think it's only fair that you look at the natural alternatives just as much. And the fact that doesn't seem to be in the curriculum at all in medical school, where a doctor's not even knowledgeable enough on cannabis to the point where that, if you're a doctor in a state where it's medicinally legal, that you can't even speak on that because you didn't learn about it in school, I think is a major disservice to all patients, because as a doctor, you are clearly smart. You are clearly able to understand this information better. You understand how the body works, and cannabis works with, your endocannabinoid system, and a doctor should understand how that system works. So wouldn't it make sense to know about cannabis and its benefits?
The medical industry doesn't make money off of cannabis, so that's why
I was going to say this whole thing just makes it more clear how much power the pharmaceutical industry has, because it's like they a lot of ways manipulate the curriculum of what doctors and future medical professionals even learn.
It's honestly just so offensive because the way that cannabis can help people is, I mean, for me, it's been like a miracle that I've had it. It's been the only thing that's gotten me through my health issues, my autoimmune disease, my Epstein-Barr virus. I don't know what I would do without it. I seriously don't. It helps me in so many ways. And to think that a doctor would just dismiss that or want you to be on possibly a prescription instead is really scary, like as an alternative for pain,
especially a highly addictive medication that can really derail your life. And I mean, there's always, people, especially people of the older generation, that say, oh, if you use pot, it's going to derail your life and you're going to end up on even harder drugs after.
Just so inaccurate.
There's no evidence to really suggest that at all in the first place, but it
could be such a great alternative for people that are addicted to opioids. And
for a lot of people, it's not even about like, oh, let's get high and stoned and eat munchies and like just have a good time. It's like literally the equivalent of a medication. They are using it to treat symptoms of whatever particular ailment that you have. And you have to be super fucking careful. I mean, just what we've learned in, selling CBD and working with hemp is like the powers that be are very, very particular about what you say, this particular plant can do and how you sort of market it to people, because you aren't allowed to market it as a medication. You can't say this plant is a medication for X, Y, and Z, even though there's evidence and studies and science that literally backs up the valid reasons to use cannabis or extracts or concentrates of cannabis. It's really wild. I mean, and I think we're starting to move in the right direction, and hopefully we will be able to call it a medication.
I think we will.
And, marketed as such. But until then, it's like
It's changing rapidly, the
It
whole
is.
industry, though. Like in 10 years, it's going to be completely different.
I think once it's federally legal, it's going to just open a whole can of worms, because then we can just take it more seriously, and
Totally.
the stigma will go away. I think just for a lot of people who are uneducated about it and just think like, oh, well, it's literally classified with heroin, right?
Yeah.
So
Schedule
it's like,
1, yeah.
if you're
So
not aware,
Fucking ridiculous. I
think-
can't even believe that.
yeah, it's honestly insane to think about. But hopefully if we can get it federally legal, then it just kind of becomes more of a normal thing, not so much taboo. We can get more research on it and just,
Yeah, I think research is key. Like, I think personally that cannabis should be researched. It should be looked at by experts that fully understand what they're looking at and understand how, different terpenes work together, and really look at the molecular structure of the plant. And there's countless uses for it and different ways to extract different components of it to use it for this or that. And I just read that I think here in Colorado, they're changing it so that if you have a medical license and you're seeing a doctor that's prescribing cannabis, that they're now going to prescribe specific milligrams, specific strains. And like, they're going to take it a step further to where it's not just like, oh, here's your medical card and just go to the dispensary and get the medical shit. Well, the medical shit is often much higher potencies, and there can be adverse effects to taking too much THC as far as psychological, and you can go into psychosis and things like that. There is times where that happens to people.
Rarely,
So
but yeah.
right, exactly. So I think the research is good, and I hope that we just gain more knowledge about it and study it the way that it should be studied, because I think it's going to completely surprise us at what this plant can do, what it can really do.
Well, the fact that we have this whole system literally built into us.
And this
should be
interacts
enough.
with the receptors.
Yeah.
It's like,
We should be
seems
doing
like
so much more research.
right.
But
As
there's
opposed
a
to
reason why that there's pushback.
money.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of money.
absolutely. You can make your own medicine. Imagine being able to grow your own medicine at home.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know. How many people
we
out
can
there
here, but it's not everywhere.
It's what they were doing for thousands of years.
Fibromyalgia, all that. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, if you could experience life as another sun sign for a day, what would you choose? Someone says, as a very much introverted Taurus who doesn't like change, I think it would be super fun to experience life as a Sagittarius. I admire their energy.
You are exactly like me. I am the introverted Taurus, and I would definitely pick the Sagittarius for a day.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
They just look so happy all the time. I rarely have seen, I don't know if I've ever seen a Sagittarius cry in front of me.
Interesting thought.
Like, they're just so upbeat and positive most of the time.
They're just
the
good
ones
at
that I've
things.
met. Yeah, they're very good at things. They have good luck.
I do.
They're more free spirited. Yeah, I'd like to be a Sag for a day. I could be down with that. Experience the fire. What about you?
Scorpio.
Definitely could see that.
I mean, I kind of have a little Scorpio in me, but
Yeah.
to be a
aren't you?
full-blown Scorpio,
Isn't your moon? Oh, no,
His
it's your
ascendant.
ascendant.
my ascendant is a Scorpio, but to be a full-blown Scorpio, I just wonder what I could do with that, as a leader, and but also like kind of mischievous, and I don't know. It just
I'd be scared of you as a
yeah.
Scorpio.
I was gonna say it probably would be different between us if I was a Scorpio. I feel like I'd be a little bit more sinister, but
I don't know if it could work out.
yeah, I don't know.
Scorpio and Taurus are polarities.
I mean,
Could be great.
Could be good.
Could be really bad.
All right. So when you first started Mile Higher, did you think it would lead to this? 2 more other podcasts, traveling for documentaries, etc. Employing tons of people now.
I mean, I definitely did not think we would have multiple podcasts. I thought Mile Higher would be the podcast. That was definitely not in our thoughts at all. And I just thought it was going to be so much like a small little project we were doing, like starting a little podcast on the side for fun.
yeah.
And that's why some of the early episodes, you can tell I'm just so not
you're
serious
just like,
about it.
Yeah, it's like, we're sitting here talking about some crazy
I was
shit, but
really casual about it in the beginning. But
well, neither of us knew. I mean, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know how to podcast. We didn't know anything about it, really.
Especially me coming from YouTube. I was had no idea. I didn't never even really listen to a podcast other than a few episodes of Joe Rogan with you over the years when we were younger. But yeah, it was pretty close. And now it's crazy because podcasting is probably my favorite thing I do. I like it better than filming YouTube content.
Yeah.
Just more free. I love podcasting.
Yeah, me too. I really love it a lot. I mean, I think for me, it was when I quit, if for those that don't know, I went to college for technology. I was working in the technology field in various positions for 7 years prior to leaving all of that to come, work for Kendall, and kind of behind the scenes person at first, and kind of just helping you with your channel. And then we talked about it, we're like, oh, let's start a podcast. And for me, I've always wanted to be like a business owner. I've always kind of thought of myself as like an entrepreneur and somebody who would want to sort of lead a business or organization and be a boss and all that good stuff. So when we started podcasting and I kind of started seeing the growth and, the different things that are involved with it and just how lucrative it can be, I really saw a business opportunity. And also I saw an opportunity for myself to dive into topics that I just knew we would never cover here on this show, because it's just, you don't want to cover. I mean, it's fine. It's like, it's not everybody's into paranormal and ghosts and hauntings and demons and serial killers,
into it, but
and
not
things
as
like
much
that.
as you. And some of it's just crosses the line for me. Yeah, it's too hard.
And I was like, maybe I could start another show where I get to talk about all those things. And I had already kind of conceptualized this idea of lights out and kind of the whole theme of it and everything in my head. So I was like, maybe there'll be an audience of people that will want to hear me talk about that. And then I kind of put the idea out to you two. I was like, I think you guys could do, another show that is just, give Kendall an opportunity to just chill and kind of have fun and just kind of go back to being yourself, since your YouTube channel is really so like laser focused on one thing now that it's kind of gone pretty far away from where you first started on YouTube, and not in a bad way at all, but just like, you can't really be as personal on, your channel now that you can.
Well, you shouldn't be with true crime content, I feel like, to some degree, because it's like you are talking about someone else's life. Right. It's not about me at the end of the day. So the sesh does give me a place to be more myself. Yeah.
And I think ultimately we want to do more shows.
Maybe, yeah.
And whether it's us hosting or we start kind of, we've kind of created like a network with our shows, and obviously our shows are all us in them, but eventually I'd like to see it grow beyond just us, and we kind of bring in other talent and kind of pop up more shows under the Mile Higher Media banner. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it would. I mean, we definitely want to stay involved in podcasting in this industry.
It's a huge, as long as we can. Huge industry. I mean, it's just boomed in the last really 5 years. Too. So it's like, I love why not?
It's a much less toxic space than YouTube can be, as far as creators supporting each other. And I just like the world of podcasting.
Well, I feel like when you first started podcasting, you were one of the only YouTubers who also had a podcast, and now it's like literally the regular. Like everyone has a fucking podcast now.
In addition,
which is cool, but
God, there's so much content available to the average person now, all day, every day. Just hours and hours and hours.
Well, I think it's easier to be a podcaster too, and that's the reason why so many people are jumping into it, because it is a lot more candid. Like, I don't know if people don't know this or not, but I actually had my like own YouTube channel where I think I made like 30 or 40 videos or something.
Yeah, and they were good.
Where I tried to be like the YouTuber, and like sit in front of the camera and be like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to talk about this and that. Elon Musk did this. Blah, blah, blah. And it was fun.
It was good.
But I cringed every time I watched myself on camera, because it was just, I looked so uncomfortable, and it just clearly wasn't my vibe and my space. And like, I'm just not that type of person where I don't know, where I would be good at doing something. I'm sure
YouTube
I could have made it work.
Really hard, because it's just tough. You and the camera by yourself. Most people film by themselves. I film by myself. And it's
hard.
It can be really hard. It's definitely the most challenging part of my week, but I love it. I'm most proud of my channel, of course. But yeah, podcasting is a different type of vibe.
Like today, just being able to sit down here and just talk about a bunch of different things.
It's very comforting.
Really nice, and just feel like you get to be yourself, and we're giving you our authentic selves. And I mean, we try to make this show, and this is by far our favorite comment that we get or review we get, is where people say, I absolutely love your show because it feels like we're just friends hanging out talking about these things. And that is exactly what we tried to do from the very beginning. Is like
exactly what we tried to do.
Just husband and wife sitting down having a conversation about some crazy shit, and just sometimes it's hard to do that, even though it seems so easy, but I don't know. I love it.
I love it too.
I think it's a really good time. So
I know. I enjoy it a lot.
So that's why hopefully we'll be podcasting together far into the future. Maybe we'll even do another show together.
Maybe. Yeah, like we were saying, something more like this. We've been definitely talking about that. I'm curious what you guys think of that. If we did like live streams or just like an occasional casual upload that's just like a bonus thing or something.
Or even maybe one day a couples podcast.
Or just straight up make a whole separate podcast.
Yeah, just like
I guess.
Married couple shit, relationship shit.
That's a lot though. We got a lot on our plate.
I know our plates are very full.
We're going to have like babies eventually. That's going to be a lot of work.
But also a lot of content.
That's true. Josh is just a content machine.
I got so many ideas. There's so many businesses. There's so many things that we could do.
Josh has
it's
another
crazy.
podcast already in the works, you guys.
I do.
Oh,
just get ready. It's coming
very
soon.
excited.
Tea has been spilled.
Tea is spilled.
Yeah, hopefully I think I'll be releasing the trailer and unveiling it probably in the next week or two. So I'm very excited
Wait,
for
is this
that.
the first time you've
It's so
talked about
cool.
it?
Yeah.
On this show.
Oh.
I've mentioned it on Lights Out before, but
Oh, did you say what it was on Lights Out?
no, I haven't said what kind of show it is or anything like
Be
that.
totally different.
Very
I
different.
want to hear your guesses of what you think it is.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
What kind of podcast am I doing?
What could Josh be up to?
Okay. Speaking of podcasts, a lot of people were wondering how we came up with the names of all of our shows because they all kind of got unique and very different names.
That's an interesting question.
I think I named all of them other than Lights Out.
Yeah. Or did you?
I definitely came up with Mile Higher.
Did you?
Yes. Oh, you don't remember? I remember like the first time I told you, like, what about Mile Higher? And then we thought it was really weird. And then we were like, higher. Does that sound weird? But now it sounds normal. Yeah, I came up with that one.
Right.
And then I'm pretty sure I came up with the sesh. We kind of were talking about doing bullshit sesh at first.
Yeah.
But
We
then we
came
were
up
like-
with a
Thank
lot
God
of
you
different
didn't do
names.
that.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's like
we were
two-
toggling with a bunch.
Yeah, we were. But
I don't even remember, who or
just
like how
all
it came.
fit. And then Higher Love CBD, that is inspired by the song Higher Love. Just we're literally listening to it one day and then we're like, that's it. Like fits in. It's got
And it
love in
obviously
there for the
connects
two of
with
us.
everything else, so.
Higher. Yep.
because for those that don't know, we're Mile Higher because it's kind of a spin-off of Mile High. We're from the Mile High City from Denver.
I'm sure there's
no,
people
I'm just
that-
saying people from around the
No, I
world
know.
that listen
A lot of
are
people
like,
don't know that.
don't
I
know that we're in the Mile High City. So like,
That's
it's
why
funny
it's
when
called
we
that.
tell people like locally, like what
I
our shows
know.
called and stuff, because they're always like, oh, they
Yeah.
they think it's a funny like take on Mile High, and we're like, which is
Which it
kind of true.
is.
We're like,
It has multiple meanings to it.
Right.
It's higher as in elevation.
like, oh, is that
It's
a weed
higher
show?
as in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also as in taking your mind a mile higher. So it just kind of fits. It's a multi-use.
And
type
for people
thing.
who don't know, Mile High came from the fact that Denver is above sea level, like pretty much a mile above sea level.
Right.
So that's why
280.
everyone in Colorado thinks it's so cool. Like Mile
So
High.
cool. Yeah, we're the Mile High crew.
Yeah, so that's where the name came from.
Now, every time I see something in public that just says Mile High, my brain's automatically like, where's the ER? Like,
I
I'm
know,
like, oh,
me
right.
too.
That's just a normal ass saying.
I know. Well, I just got a text that my dad and my grandma are on their way over and they're going to be here in like 10 minutes.
shit.
So we
We're
should probably go
cooking
inside.
dinner, so.
Yeah, we're making, what are we making? Fish and peach cobbler.
Swordfish.
Oh, shit.
And
Yeah.
steak, I believe. So
Yep.
Swordfish.
Oh, and corn on the cob.
I got to go fire up the grill and
We're doing like
start
a
prepping.
summer grill out for Father's Day.
Damn.
I'm making a
A
chimichurri
little
sauce
early.
too.
Ooh, chimichurri.
I'm about to go to
Yeah.
fucking Taco Bell after this, I guess.
Welcome to stay for dinner, Janelle. But that's going to be it for Mile Higher Podcast this week, guys. Thank you so much for being cool about us having a really chill episode this week. Let us know if you liked it by giving us a thumbs up or leaving a comment and letting us know your thoughts on this type of episode. But yeah, that's going to be it for us this week. We will be back next week with another more normal, regularly scheduled content
Yes,
programming.
we will for sure.
We will be back. Thanks for being cool about it. We
But
really
I'm-
appreciate all of the love and support.
Yes, we really do. But until next time, keep taking your mind
A mile higher.